right, so Ron Mark, can you tell me how it's been as Mayor of Carterton?
How's it gone? Look, major challenges from central government, major financial challenges. The economy's in trouble. Where we're in result of that. All of these decisions around ETS, which, the government can say what it likes about wanting to hit goals and objectives set by government officials and ministers outside of the border of New Zealand, but the cost is borne here. Yeah. And it's not just booting the farmers in the guts. Anyone who goes down with a trailer load of rubbish to the Carterton transfer station is now going to have to pay for the ETS stuff. And people can want, but nothing's free. And if you want to change the climate, because New Zealand contributes 0.02 or 0.2% of the CO2 emissions on the planet, by levering and taxing New Zealanders, then get ready, because that's you. You're a New Zealander. And you're going to pay it through your taxes, and you're going to pay it through your rates. And that's the reality, because that's what you want. And I'm only here a public servant. My council, we're all public servants. If that's what people want, that's what they get. One of my foster mothers said to me a long time ago, be careful what you wish for, Ronnie, you just might get it. Well, that applies to ratepayers and voters and taxpayers too. You vote for policies, that has a financial consequence, now you pay the piper. And my job, as per our election promises, is to try and keep those costs as low as I can for ratepayers and to make them justifiable. But hey, I didn't impose the ETS. I'm just now passing it on. And that's the reality. But the great thing about it is I've also got a solution for those people who don't want to pay those ETS fees at the rubbish dump or the transfer station. Recycle. Damn well recycle. And, if I can get down to one rubbish bag every 4 months, no wheelie bin, me and my partner Chris, then you can too. All of you. And if I can, now that we're recycling at Carterton soft plastics, if I can get down to one rubbish bag a year, you can too.
On Wings Over Wairarapa?
Yeah.
Can you tell me about why it was cancelled and what it involves?
It was a hard decision to make, and there were a few tears after that decision, because 2 years worth of work on the back of completely restructuring the organisation, bringing in, we had personnel changes. Some people decided they were finished, they wanted to go and do other things, and some people moved out of the area. So Bob Francis, who'd been such a stalwart for so many years as chairman and did a brilliant job, he decided it's time to pass the baton, and he passed it to me. So we did all that stuff, and then we worked, to create Wings 23, and then Cyclone Gabrielle hit. And then you could not look north to our neighbours and not feel a degree of sadness for them. And I think the board, felt it was inappropriate, given everything that's happening. We looked at the wonderful contribution being made by the Defence Force, and when you looked at what the Defence Force were doing up there, it's pretty hard to justify pulling people out or making it more challenging for the Chief of Defence Force. I'm the former Minister of Defence. I know what they're doing. I got a great sense of satisfaction seeing ships that I had rebuilt or purchased and introduced into service deployed, doing exactly what I predicted they would have to be doing. Seeing the NH90s, seeing the 3 Squadron working, knowing what's going on at Joint Force Headquarters is a bit of a no-brainer. And as much as it hurt us, it was the right thing to do. So I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit emotional, because it was hard. My partner is the operations manager. She worked her guts out. We were on stream to have a fantastic Take Flight program. We were bringing all the secondary schools and all the schools throughout the whole of the Wairarapa. Oh God, here I go. My eyes are leaking, I'm sorry. So it was hard, but it's the right thing to do. And so now we've scanned the calendar and done our numbers and prayed to the weather gods, and I'll go to church and pray for good weather, please. And we'll go 24, 25, 26 November. And we'll use that time to build up our resources and make the event even better still. I'm a bit worried because that's the time when, I think secondary school was pretty much over. And so the people we really wanted to draw and to take flight are those young people who are looking for careers, to be 16-year-old prime ministers and to fly the aircraft and take up jobs in the aviation. The great thing about the aviation aerospace sector is there's so much opportunity, and I think sometimes young people might feel that they couldn't do it. It's not an area they can get. Damn hell, they can do anything they want to do. Seriously, the world is there for the young people. They just need to be exposed to those opportunities, see what's available, get to talk to those people who are in that sector and hear their life story and how their career started and where they went and how it progressed and what international opportunities lie there for them. Take Flight, our STEM program, does all that.
Like, you've mentioned a lot of what to me sounds like doom and destruction just all over. I mean, I feel like I think a lot of people are feeling that way. I know that I am. Do you have any like practical kind of messages of hope, or even just like how you kind of like show up every day to work and keep fighting for what?
My practical advice to people is use your vote in October wisely. Don't make my life hell, because that's what it's been. The previous CE created issues, and the previous management of Carterton created issues. That's the only reason I'm here as the mayor. I mean to fix things and clean it up. We've got a CE who I have high level of confidence in. We have a good management team. I have a high level of confidence team. Left to ourselves, we can do this. Left to ourselves. If government would just piss off and leave us alone and stop dumping stuff on us, and if they're going to dump stuff on us, give us the money to do it, I know we're in difficult times, right? It's not all doom and gloom. And we live in a beautiful place. And when the sun's shining, it's fantastic, And we are a strong community, and we look after each other. And that's what's going to carry us through.